Hi guys, it's Pam with Youth Art. Let's draw a bird. Guys, always remember when you're getting supplies to do your crafts or art with that you ask an adult for permission. Thank you. I found a bird ornament in my house, so I'm going to trace this bird onto this paper. So I'm going to make two of them so that my bird ends up having two sides. You don't have to be that exact tracing it. You can fix it up when you cut it out. I think this bird is supposed to be maybe some kind of goose or something, but I want to paint a blue jay, so this bird can be whatever I want, and I'm going to make it a blue jay. So that looks pretty good. Now, I'm going to make two of these. So I'm going to cut this one out and trace it to get my other side of my bird. I'm sort of going to make a stuffed bird. I'm just cutting out my bird. So again, I'm just tracing my bird so that I have a two-sided bird. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So you can see now I have a two-sided bird that I can staple or tape shut and I can stuff. I guess I could have painted my bird before I cut him out, but I was too excited to see my bird shape. So now I'm going to paint my bird, but I get to have the fun of looking at the bird shape. But it probably would have been easier to paint or color the bird first. But I'm just doing it however I want. And whenever you do art or crafts, you should do whatever you want. That's really important. And it's really important to have fun and not worry so much about rules and everything when you're doing it for yourself. So whatever I do to one side of my bird, I'm going to do to the other. So I'll just turn it around and I will try to make somewhat of the same kind of marks. But if I could also make, you guys, I just got a great idea. I could also make a completely different bird on this side. I like robins, so I could have made a robin on this side and a blue jay on the other. So that would have been fun. This is actually kind of working out for me because I'm just turning it around. So this side had a little bit of time to dry while that side was going. This bird kind of has a hidden surprise that I'll show you about. Because today we're doing birds in motion. And we haven't got to the motion part yet, but you're gonna see it's gonna be wonderful. Well, it'll be experimental too, so you never know, right? So I think you should paint your bird however you want, and don't worry too much because we're mainly gonna work on the hidden surprise today. So it's called Birds in Motion, and it's going to be really fun. So I'm just kind of going along. I'm not worrying too much. I'm going to think in my mind, when did I last see a blue jay? I think I saw one last spring, and I think it was in town too. So I'm just kind of could make some feather marks. This bird's flying, right? So it goes with our bird in motion theme. I saw one photo that had a little bit of purplish I don't know if that exists or not, but for my bird, I'll put a little bit of purple on him. I think he's got kind of a white tummy, so maybe I'll put some feathers around that show we've got a white tummy. Okay, and this guy here is getting behind, so I'm going to do some more on this guy. So he's got, I don't know, he might have a little bit of purple. He might have a little bit of, we'll put some feathers around, show he's got a white tummy. Put some lighter blue jay stuff on him. So we're just gonna have fun today, right? As we do every day. And if your arts and crafts aren't enjoyable and fun for you, you might want to think about ways that you could make it more fun for yourself, because it should be fun. And you shouldn't be all worried about everything. Well, you can worry if you want to. That's totally okay. If that's what you like to do, is worry about stuff, go ahead, because you can do whatever you want. Maybe your worrying is how you think or you analyze things. Maybe feeling like a tiny bit of a stress gets you motivated. So there's all kinds of ways of being, so you can be however you want. When you're doing arts and crafts, you just have a lot of fun. And now I see what is an issue with my bird here. I have got a little hump here because on my bird tracing, I had an extra wing coming up. So I might want to get rid of that. So I'm going to attempt to cut it. And now I wouldn't recommend like cutting with scissors on wet paint. I wouldn't recommend cutting on wet paint, but there, I did it. Now I have this cute little fun piece for collage or something later. Okay, I'm gonna do the same to this my other bird. See, that actually looks a lot better, because before my bird had kind of a hump. See, now he's looking pretty good, isn't he? I'm gonna cut that other hump off that showed from. This actually greatly helps the appearance of my bird, doesn't it? Now, because I'm doing a blue jay, I might try to cut a little cap. No, I might not. I might not. Okay, look at my birds, you guys. They don't look too bad. I'm relatively gonna match my birds up. They're not quite the same size, guys, but they're pretty close. Now, I'm going to make... Oh, okay, I just thought of something. The surprise I want to make in the bird in motion, I am going to make... This could actually act... I'm just thinking of this as we go along, guys. Okay, this is going to be this bird in motion part. It's going to be a wing that comes out. So this could be the stuffing too. If we do this advantageously, I think we can get our stuffing and our wings out of... Oh, this is perfect. Okay, you guys, if you don't have a blue recycling bag, don't worry. But if you do, it'll be great. Okay, look at this, guys. Now this looks like, what does this look like? A bird's wing. And see, this can be the stuffing. The wing, I'm going to make an incision right here, and I'm going to pull the wing out that way. I might have to get rid of some of my bag or tie it up tighter. And I'm going to get rid of some of the middle stuffing. Okay? Okay. Oh, this is a great idea. Okay. Now, I'm going to get rid of some of the more of the middle. There's always a point in these crafts where they pick up speed, isn't there? Okay, so I'm picturing my bird wings. The wing that could be facing you probably come out around this area on my bird. I don't want to wreck my bird, so I'm going to be careful when I bend it. I'm not going to fold it, I'm going to bend it. Okay. Okay, we'll get a little more. Oh, yes. Look, guys. Look. Look. Now, we will, you see how I kind of take the stuffing and put it, kind of follow the form inside the bird. So then I can tape it down, sort of following. I think that's about as much wing as I need out the front. So now I am just taping the stuffing down in the form of the bird, inside the form of the bird. If I had made a robin, I would then paint a red wing or something, because I probably wouldn't have blue like I have this blue recycling. So just kind of tape your stuffing down. It doesn't have to be that great. It just has to stay in there. Now we can take our other side of our bird. Oh, this is great, guys. We're going to attach it. I need to have another wing coming out. Here's a good wing part. I will do the same thing. I will put my stuffing in the form, but I will find where I'm going to take my wing out, which is right here. So see, I'm going to kind of bend it, but not fold it. I'm just going to do the bare minimum to get that little area where I can pull the wing out. So I'm going to pull the wing out. See, the wing that's closer to you will look shorter and wider most likely, because that's called foreshortening. Because we're looking straight on at this wing, if this bird was really flying, this wing would appear to be foreshortened. So it would look shorter and wider compared to this one. Like, well, not exactly wider, but looks compressed and different because you're looking at it head on. And that's what foreshortening is. Doesn't have to be too fancy. Okay, now we're just trying to get all the bits of plastic inside so we can staple our bird. We could probably trim some of this plastic if there's excess hanging out. It's hard to know how much. Everyone's bird will probably be a different size, so it's hard to know how much stuffing to use. You kind of have to estimate it once you are assembling your bird. Okay, now I can take something like stapler if I want, and I can just staple in a few spots just to keep my bird puffy, keep the stuffing in. I want to keep my bird puffy. My preference isn't to put my bird in too tight. I would just use the bare minimum of staples to keep the stuffing in. I like my bird to be more flexible. But you can do whatever you want. For instance, you could make a fabric stuffed bird and you could sew the edges together. That would look really nice if you have more time, a more in-depth project. Whatever you do, have fun. I'm going to trim off my excess overlap for my bird. Now, if you have too much wing material out, you can tuck some back in. Give that foreshortening idea. I might add one more staple here. And there's my bird in motion, and everyone. Now, I could have painted a different type of bird on one side. If this was a robin, I could have, painted the wing whatever color I want. I could have used a paper wing. I could make a sewn bird and stuff it and paint it and have wings that come out. I could make a different part of the bird have motion. I could make a beak that somehow moves. I could make feet that hang down. I could make a tail that goes up and down. Hey guys, bird in motion is just a starting point to your own bird in motion or your own craft project. And I hope you had a lot of fun, guys. Bye for now.